Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dana, and today I have for you a 1 vs 1 on Angoville. Yes, indeed, it is another Angovillian match. Straight from the archives of the Propaganda Ministry. So, of course, we do have Angoville, wide open plains in the west, of course, means a lot of maneuverability. Yes, there is some light cover and some fences which make movement a bit difficult. But it's not going to be a huge impediment like, say, the bocage, or for example, all these buildings in the west, and of course this sort of stone wall, which can certainly block some movement. Sadly, most of the victory points are also in the east, so of course that makes things a bit harder to take and secure, and also to assault, while the west, of course, while easier to sort of maneuver about in for some players, also has less rewards in terms of less victory points. Of course, there's also the strategic points, which are excellent points of harassment, which usually happens. You have the central road, and of course this spot, which is good to mine. And looking at opponents in the southern corner, we are seeing Dembal right here. Dembal of the 25th Infantry Division. And who shall be opposing me? It shall be Ghostdivision40. The Ghost Division was the nickname for the 14th Panzer Division, I believe, or was it 11th? That part escapes me, but it was either of those, I think, which was the division that Rommel commanded in the early stages of the war, and was called so because it advanced so quickly that the High Command really couldn't keep track of it. In fact, no one could. But they shall be here as the Panzer Elite, I don't know, 17th SS, Panzer Grenadier Division, and we are seeing some Panzer Grenadiers already on the way from the headquarters, and let us begin right away. And I'll also like to warn you, this is not going to be a highly skilled game. There's not going to be any extremely advanced maneuvers or anything like that. It's going to be a decent game, but that's about it. I will have some more interesting games the next couple of days, so look forward to that. There will be games of my own, though that's mostly due to the fact I want games. Those next 2 days are going to be rather important. I'm going to have a lot less spare time in those particular 2 days, so I won't actually have time to sort of go through a lot of replays, and so, well, I have to go with the ones I already know, i.e. my own. So I hope you will enjoy them when that time comes. Anyhow, so let's get to the fighty bits. Engineers moving in from the south, all focusing on the east, apparently ignoring the west completely. Then again, we are seeing a barracks going up right here, and rather interesting movement. This is, in fact, it prevents anyone from actually moving in from this point into the base, and will in fact force them right into the arcs of fire of the machine guns covering the base. That's actually pretty clever. Pretty clever indeed. Although the Wehrmacht base defense, I don't believe you can actually do that quite as easily. Riflemen ready, and then standing about, doing absolutely nothing. Panzer Grenadiers advancing towards the west, while Kettenkrad securing through the east. No Schwimmwagen, though. And we have the first engagement here. Some engineers coming under fire from the dashing Panzer Grenadiers, opening up with the K98Ks and Gewehr-43s. The Gewehr-43, the successor to the Gewehr-41, which was pretty rubbish from what I hear. An attempt at making a semi-automatic rifle, which did not work out. The Gewehr-43 on the other hand did, but it was never really produced in nearly as large numbers as the K98K. But marching towards the west here, might run into some riflemen very soon. Engineers continue in the east, but Panzer Grenadiers are also moving into the east, and these engineers will soon find themselves engaged, and there we go, in fact, pulling back. Engineers, though, continuing towards this fuel point, while the Panzer Grenadiers are moving towards the strategic points, creating a sort of buffer zone, at least for any points. Though the fuel is not really in any larger amount in the hands of the Panzer Grenadiers, and these chaps are charging across the open. That's a bad idea. Bad idea indeed. One Panzer Grenadier is dropped, screaming in pain, rolling around, cursing the commander of Ghostdivision40. Panzer Grenadiers moving through here, might engage these engineers. There we go, opening up. Riflemen advancing through the central road as well, while others are advancing towards the west. Lots of riflemen. Panzer Grenadiers continuing the march. 4 Panzer Grenadier teams so far on the field. These engineers are coming under fire. Engineers forced away from here. By the Panzer Grenadiers, Kettenkraut coming under fire from riflemen moving in from the road. And these engineers are forced away. This fuel point, though, is in the hands of the Americans, which of course means that so far most of the fuel is American. Looks like the riflemen will stop taking this strategic point and instead try to stop the Kettenkraut from rendering this point neutral, possibly even part of the Panzer Elite. Panzer Grenadiers moving in to cover, but this Kettenkraut is awfully exposed, taking quite a bit of fire. It's heavily damaged. It needs to get out of there swiftly. Panzer Grenadiers moving in from the rear. Gewehr-43s in the hand of some. And riflemen getting awfully closer to the Panzer Grenadiers, standing out in the open. Now Gewehr-43s also joining in the fun. These riflemen will not last long. One down, another down. Oh dear, forced into a full retreat. Quite pushing onwards in the west, securing this fuel point now. Oh dear, not really looking good for Ghost Division so far. Been unable to sort of pick a sign and sort of been running back and forth, which is currently giving the American commander the advantage of all the fuel, at least temporarily. We are seeing a logistic company going up. Kettenkraut hanging about here being Kettenkrautish. Kettenkraut basically meaning track bike. More or less, or chain bike. Actually could also do it. Engineers moving in from the south. The crowd, could it mean vehicle? Never mind, not time for that. Engineers coming under fire from the Panzer Grenadiers and realizing they don't want to be there. Engineers continuing towards the west. Lots of movement there, securing what they can. Pushing right up to the Wehrmacht base, and looks like they will be hooking around here, which is a good move. I usually do it myself and I end up in a nasty sort of situation against the Panzer Elite. Then I will sneak through here. I'll usually use two teams, and then one will take this point while another takes up position in this building, which of course with all the windows is very nice and defensible against Panzer Grenadiers. And then I usually do something very nasty to them as they try to attack. Riflemen standing outside here, they could jump into this building, get some nice position on these Panzer Grenadiers, but no, apparently not. That's a bad move, that, and instead the Panzer Grenadiers get into the building. That was a very unfortunate move, and now, no, they're not getting into that building either. They seem to be claustrophobic. Panzer Grenadiers engaging these riflemen out in the open. Not good usage of riflemen at all. Two down. Again, I would have preferred someone in this building to sort of cover them. That usually works nicely. And Panzer Grenadiers now engaging these riflemen while these other chaps are holding back these riflemen. Riflemen. And looks like the Kettenkraut, once having been repaired, is moving out. And these riflemen charge right into the flak feeling. Oh dear.
The enemy is weakening even now.
And yes, indeed, not the highest level of play. I apologize, but again, sort of lack of higher level games. All I can do, and the ones I have to sort of ration for other purposes. No purposes. This strategic point being ignored. This one being taken once more might give the Panzer Elite some fuel. And we are seeing a vampire half-track actually coming out from the logistic company. That's pretty rare. Panzer Grenadiers charging in, opening up on these riflemen. Riflemen not looking too happy about that. We're unable to fire back as they are running away. They would be better off actually retreating, lest they be gunned completely down. There we go. Two down rather swiftly. They did not retreat. I have no idea why he didn't do that. Motor pool though going up, so that might actually work to the advantage of the Panzer Elite, in particular since there's no actual anti-tank assets out from the 17th SS. Panzer Grenadiers once more getting to the building. Riflemen standing outside, taking fire. Very low on health. They really need to get out of there before they're cut down. Oh dear. Down to 3. Not good. Down to 2. Half-track sneaking in. Funkwagen setting up here, it looks like. Hiding in the bushes. And siphoning off fuel, which is good, but still, it's not going to stop that M8 from doing some nasty things to those Panzer Grenadiers unless they get some anti-tank assets. I mean, let's just briefly pause. If you are facing an opponent who's using lots of riflemen, but you're not seeing any BARs after a certain amount of time, expect an M8. Basic thing, really. If you don't see BARs after some time, for example 8 minutes, expect an M8, otherwise you're going to get hit by an M8 and you're not going to have anything to really hold it back, in particular as the Panzer Elite, since you have no mines or Panzer Fausts. Keep that in mind. And returning to the action. Panzer Grenadier sneaking about here, holding this point. Another rifleman team that was lost, that leaves him with only 2. That's most unfortunate. Engineers sneaking about in the north, once more going for this cutoff point, and looks like some of the Panzer Grenadiers are finally reacting to that. Riflemen moving towards the west. Panzer Grenadiers east, heading north. Engaging these engineers who have been sneaky, but sneaky no more, now getting gunned down. M8 on the move. Unupgraded so far, although hopefully he should be getting some upgrades. Good amount of harassment, sneaking about, taking points, cutting off supply lines. That's always good, and of course good in using the M8 armored cars, a sort of shock effect right there. Although I do hope, yes, there we go, armored skirts, always good, and so far no anti-tank assets whatsoever for Ghost Division. That's going to bite him in the ass very soon. In fact, I expected that Greyhound in fact to jump up and unleash Greyhound Fury on his hindquarters. There we go. Panzer Grenadiers in a nasty position. And of course no anti-tank assets. Of course he scurries towards the Panzer Support Command, ready to get the anti-tank half-track, but that's about it. Panzer Grenadiers running for their dear lives. One does not make it. Is cut down, completely dead.
Attention, the enemy advances.
That was not very fortunate. Moving out towards the central road. Americans securing the bottom eastern points and the victory point right there. Not looking good for Ghostdivision40 now. Panzer Grenadiers in need of reinforcement rather swiftly. And by swiftly I mean now, not later. There we go. And anti-tank half-track on the move. M8 moving through here. 50 caliber machine gun also up. These Panzer Grenadiers though could do with actually moving about again. He needs to keep up the momentum when he's the Panzer Elite. Keep moving. Be elite. Be aggressive. Don't sit about with your thumbs up your ass. M8 moving in from the rear on these Panzer Grenadiers. Opening up. 50 caliber blazing away. And one Panzer Grenadier lost to the main gun of the M8, forcing the rest into a full retreat. Anti-tank half-track. No, not ready. That was the Kettenkrad. Panzer Grenadiers continue south. Anti-tank grenades ready, and that's... I'm not entirely convinced that's the key against an M8 armored car. In particular, since that 50 caliber machine gun and all these things will make it very hard to get close. But there we go. Will he drop it? Come on, use it. Yes, there we go. Anti-tank grenades being thrown, damaging the engine, doing quite a bit. Rest of the Panzer Grenadiers will have to retreat. Get that anti-tank half-track moving. You have a damaged engine on an M8 with barely any health. Move, damn you. Move in the name of the fatherland and everything else. Or but move it. Panzer Riflemen forced away by Panzer Grenadiers. Others standing out in the open against a unit in cover. There's heavy cover right there. Use it, mate. Don't just stand out there behind some very low-looking crates, which will provide some minimal amount of cover. But again, heavy cover. Use it. Riflemen taking heavy losses. And the M8 limps away as the anti-tank half-track does absolutely balls. That's not good. That was an opportunity missed very gravely. Very tragically. Americans pushing onwards in the east while Ghost Division sort of limps in the west. Kettenkrad being repaired once more. And Panzer Grenadiers now with 4-man squads, defensive operations. These chaps need reinforcements. There we go. Lots of Gewehr-43s, but nothing that can actually deal with that damnable M8. Panzer Grenadiers moving too close, coming under fire. Trying to secure this fuel point. Currently most of the map is in fact in the hands of the American. Let's switch over to him for a bit of fun. Engineers cut down brutally. Anti-tank half-track once more moving out. M8 getting repaired.
We're losing a point.
No idea why these riflemen stood about there, but they're going to get gunned down rather swiftly and brutally, running the gauntlet. Only one left. Will he make it? Apparently so. M8 charging in, killing a Panzer Grenadier, gaining veterancy 1, but it is instantly immobilized rather than negating that advantage. Engine destroyed, a bit of damage there. Anti-tank half-track blasting away with all fun and glee, though coming under counterfire from the M8. Panzer grenadiers could move in to support the anti-tank half-track. That would be a good idea before those riflemen move in and do some nasty bits. Come on, come on. Engineers moving in, beginning repairs on the M8 armored car. Riflemen charging in. Anti-tank half-track taking a bit of fire. Panzer grenadiers then decide to move in. Vampire half-track moving a bit further, but not setting up. Focused fire here could be good against these riflemen. Lots of manpower, fuel and munitions, though. Good lord. Quite the supply stock right there. A lot of mines could have been placed down for that. And looks like focus fire is up for the anti-tank half-track. Turning it into a tiny assault gun. Further riflemen charging in, though. Apparently no focus fire, although that might come. Generally I prefer using it like that, and there we go, 2 kills in a row. If you see a third, I probably suspect focus fire. There we go, focus fire is good. Since it basically allows you to kill one rifleman with one shot, it can be really helpful in dealing with infantry. M8 though charging in. More Panzer grenadiers getting killed just as they gain veterancy. No veterancy chosen though. Defensive, only one man left. Get out of there, Panzer Grenadier, get out of there. And no, he is cut down, gaining the M8 veterancy too. This anti-tank half-track is not looking good. More on the way from this one, possibly another anti-tank half-track. Panzer grenadiers pushing onwards in the east with the Kettenkrad. Standing about, Kettenkrad running straight into these riflemen. Panzer grenadiers could move into support. M8 dominating in the west. Half-track setting up here, siphoning resources away. Good show. And M8 getting its engine destroyed and probably immobilized very soon. There we go. Now getting hammered away once more by an M8. An anti-tank half-track. Panzer is also moving in. And losing the Kettenkrad because once more he stood about with his Panzer grenades. No coordination, no support. Very bad. Very bad indeed. And now this M8 is not looking too cheerful. One more shot and it's going to be gone. Panzer grenades engaging riflemen. There we go. M8 is lost. Airborne has been chosen. The 101st ready to drop in support of the 25th. Panzer grenades of the 17th taking up positions behind the Kettenkrad. These riflemen are forced into a full retreat. Airborne dropping down right. No, not there. Where there? Where is here? Apparently right there in the middle of the road. Could they be getting recoilless rifles? No more focus fire from these anti-tank half-tracks, which have taken a bit of damage actually. Panzer grenades moving in to support offensive veterans 1. Airborne standing about, enjoying the view, the weather, the wine, the French workmanship on the road. Notice the nice compacted dirt. Anyhow, riflemen coming under engagement out in the open. Oh dear, against Panzer grenadiers with offensive veterans, Angoville 43. That's not good. But they managed to cut off this point once more. Good harassment, really good harassment. Luftwaffe troops, meaning of course we are seeing airborne versus Luftwaffe. Luftwaffe could move in to repair. That would be good, that would be brilliant, that would be, well, half expected at least, instead of just having them standing out there. And still Panzer grenadiers up here. I can't help really but feel there's a sort of too much standing about, too much passivity with these troops. That's not going to help him.
Supply lines are broken. We have territory cut off from supply.
Panzer grenadiers engaged rather heavily on all sides. Armored car from the Panzerjäger command moving in. Recoilless rifles firing in return, missing it. That was not a lucky first engagement with those airborne. Panzer grenadiers still standing about, enjoying the view, the road, the ditches. Panzer grenadiers securing this area. And what is this? A tank depot is up, and we are seeing an M4 Sherman 50 caliber on the way. That's certainly going to make things very unpleasant for the German forces, since they don't really have anything that can actually take it on. Panzer grenadiers coming under fire. Finally moving away from there. Anti-tank half-tracks will be the only thing to keep that Sherman at bay. Panzer grenades under heavy fire. Surviving a bit longer. Hiccups. And Panzer Grenadier team is lost. Engine is destroyed. Probably soon immobilized. Or what?
Supply lines are broken.
Apparently not. Engineers could be sent in to salvage it. And what is this? Another anti-tank half-tank moves in. Still no overt movements. While in the meanwhile, Panzer Grenadiers and riflemen engineers are moving on unhindered completely by these Panzer Grenadiers. That's not good. So there we go. Panzer Grenadiers with Gewehr-43 engaging the riflemen out in the open. Gewehr-43 is blasting away at these riflemen. And the M8, no, the armored car moving about a bit. The M8 is lost. That was a nice engagement right there. The armored car turning the tide. Although strafing runs are ready now, that could prove to be a dangerous threat to the Panzer Grenadiers. Sherman is repaired, the engine is fine. Although he could do with a bit more aggression since there's only anti-tank half-tanks holding him back. Seems to have lost some of his spirit. There's no medic station either. That would have been helpful. Also mines, but let's not get hung up. Advancing! Firing away. Second half-tank being repaired, having been repaired by Luftwaffe troops. Engine destroyed once more. And immobilized this time around, blowing away the treads. By the tread breaker shot. That was actually the intended usage, of course. And anti-tank grenades being flung at the Sherman, doing quite a bit of damage there. Engineers though are exposed and are coming under fire. It looks like, good show there. They are much more vulnerable and easier to hit while repairing a tank. Luftwaffe troops could move in, but no, they are repairing the anti-tank half-tracks instead. Riflemen moving in though to put a stop to that. Luftwaffe troops of course are also exposed and more easy to hit and damage. And a strafing round killing quite a few of them, leaving only one behind. Also suppressing the Panzer Grenadiers in time for the mid-game analysis, or the sort of late mid-game analysis. Not looking good for the Americans. They did have the advantage, but they never really prepared for a sort of counter-offensive. No mines, no barbed wire, no tank traps. And of course losing quite a few rifleman teams early on, and then of course not preparing. Sherman's doing alright, but now heavily dinged up after fighting against these anti-tank half-tracks, which is not good. And now looks like Armada 3 is ready to put the fear of the 17th SS into the Sherman. That's not going to end up well for the Americans. That is, for the Panzer Elite it will probably do quite well, but I can't help but feel things are falling apart quite quickly for Dembal, who hasn't really prepared for himself in the longer run. Of course, no mines, no tank medic deep station, no supply yet upgrades. That's pretty bad as well. I mean, plenty of flaws when he had the advantages. He never really took advantage of them. He never exploited them. And you genuinely want to do that. And now we are seeing Ghostdivision40 on the move, counter-attacking viciously. Armada 3 moving in. And opening up on the Sherman, which is completely occupied by the Panzer Grenadiers moving in from the rear. Might be dropping some anti-tank grenades, yes. Heading the rear. And looks like another shot from the Armada 3 will knock it out. There we go. Sherman tank is lost. Riflemen forced into retreat. Veterancy 1. Hooray. Very nice angle here, actually. And we are seeing a small engagement here. Riflemen standing out in the open, low on health against Panzer Grenadiers with Gewehr-43s. Oh dear. These riflemen will be lucky if they make it out of there alive. Several down. Only 2 make it out of there alive. That's what you call unhappy. Engineers securing this central victory point. Airborne, that is. Oh dear, I'm a bit tired. My apologies. And we are seeing BARs now being equipped. That could certainly have been done with a lot earlier. And of course mines and whatnot else. Let us return to Ghostdivision40. More Luftwaffe troops being called in. Certainly like using Luftwaffe troops quite a bit myself. Airborne standing out in the open against the Gewehr-43 equipped Panzer Grenadiers in larger squads, of course. The 17th SS really pushing onwards. Armored car moving in. Could it open up with this auto cannon? No, apparently it will pull out. Or what? Come on, Clarence, make up your mind.
Group Zeal will aid us all.
Further Panzer Grenadiers moving in. Group Seal is ready, of course, meaning troops are stronger in groups. Not a bad upgrade. Armored car opening up on these riflemen. Panzer Grenadiers holding the line while the armored car provides support. Panzer Grenadiers with Group Seal, of course, now being stronger, more numbers, and plus they are spread a bit out, so it doesn't mean they're blobbed up either. This is good. And riflemen getting torn to bits, gaining a few kills, though gaining veterancy too. Oh dear. Armored car though moving in, and he didn't retreat it in time. Again, know when to retreat. That can really make a difference beyond everything else.
Fall in, man.
Luftwaffe troops doing nothing though. They could certainly move in and help out with their rifles. Certainly not bad, although they of course are not Panzer Grenadiers. And these chaps also need to get out there now. 2 men and no low on health. There we go. Airborne getting torn to shreds out in the open. Now forced to retreat. This is not looking good for the Americans at all. Their assault has been thwarted rather heavily. Of course, the entire eastern side is open to them now. But no, they focus on the west instead of the easy spot and forcing the Americans to come to them. Panzer Grenadiers getting gunned down. More airborne joining in. It seems rather expensive, that actually. And they don't get BARs or M1 Carans. They're all equipped with M1 carbines. Which rather makes them, well, not bad, but they aren't quite as effective in the infantry fight as riflemen in some engagements. Of course, if they can't get close up, they can certainly do a bit of damage, but that's about it. And there we go, finally moving towards the east, but he needs to move in a larger force. He needs to focus now. He can't really allow himself to spread out like that anymore. He needs to focus his firepower and do the most with it. And instead he moves them out in the open against the armored car, which fires away most gleefully. Panzer Grenadiers also blasting away. Anti-tank half-tank moving in. Will it use focused fire? That would actually be nice. Riflemen taking heavy losses. Airborne getting pinned down, not firing up. And Rifleman team is lost. Airborne forced to retreat as well. This is, well, pretty much the end of the 25th in this area. Pushing onwards in the east, but I doubt that will survive in the face of an organized German counterattack. Of course, if Ghost Division actually gets around to actually dealing with that, which he seems to not be doing. Lots of heavy assault grenadiers though. Heavily armed. The best the 17th can muster apparently for now, for these chaps.
The enemy is attacking a petrol depot.
Certainly looking rather nasty. Riflemen continuing in the east. And apparently also moving into the west. And assault rifles moving, equipped assault grenadiers moving in. There we go. Blasting away, taking up a nice position there. Riflemen not looking too good in the face of all this automatic fire. Riflemen are taking a bit of damage, but they are using suppressive fire. Suppressing and pinning the assault grenadiers. That was rather unfortunate for those chaps who are now absolutely pinned down on the open ground by the Bohetius. But more Panzer grenadiers are moving in though. That could get the drop on these riflemen and force them out, since of course they will be heavily outnumbered and outgunned. Airborne moving in, but I doubt they will be able to turn the tide, not without grenades, and I doubt he has upgraded those. Assault grenadiers though continuing despite constantly receiving heavy fire, down to 2 men now and are completely lost. That was an absolutely ridiculous waste of assault grenadiers. Panzer grenadiers still hanging out. Armored car moving in to finish off the job. And these riflemen really need to get out of there again. Know when to retreat. Preferably before everything goes pear-shaped. Luftwaffe troops now also at the front. Armored car moving in from the east. Opening out some riflemen airborne, taking a few hits, but looks like it will be tearing through all of this. No sticky bombs apparently from the Americans, actually. That's a bit interesting. Airborne team and rifleman team is lost, leaving only behind one other team of airborne and one team of riflemen. Let's speed this up. I doubt much will happen now. And again, my apologies for not providing the most exciting game, but sometimes you can't have it all. And there we go, airborne slightly attacking. Rifleman moving in through the central gate, coming under fire. Apparently having picked up a recordless rifle. Having mentioned one, it will certainly be a bit more accurate. Panzer grenadiers opening up. Others moving in from the north as well, and the armored car moving in as well, opening up. These riflemen are under heavy fire from all sides. Panzer grenadiers getting into the building. Riflemen still hanging about out in the open. That's less than optimal. Taking heavy losses, down to 2 men, and forced to retreat once more.
The enemy has 50 points left.
Anti-tank gun is ready. Apparently he's expecting some sort of assault, or no, he's moving it out. And then it does nothing. Not a lot of points left for the Americans.
The enemy has but 25 points remaining.
Apparently sending in all he has left for one charge, but will it be enough? I doubt it. And there we go. Game over. The 17th SS managed to hold the line at Angoville. The 25th Infantry Division did not succeed in breaking it. So what can we learn from this? What can we learn? Well, we saw some rather extremely good harassment from the American early on, really going for where the German player wasn't, then taking points, going for the cutoff points constantly. Very good. He actually managed to gain an advantage, but then he threw it away. Poor unit preservation again. Know when to retreat your own units. It can make a difference. No mining at all. That was terrible. And not much luck with his Sherman or M8s either. So there you go. Airborne doctrine, perhaps not my choice of doctrine in that case. Perhaps infantry armor would have done better, but there you go. But really the main problems were unit preservation and not exploiting the advantage he had. It was really poor. Not laying down a single mine, even preparing for anything. And then of course not using cover. That's really a terrible crime. Use cover, and of course be aware of structures and garrisoning. That can also make a difference. So I hope you enjoyed this fight. If you did, want to subscribe or tell your friends, and if you didn't, well, why not send in a replay of your own. Cheers.